Hey everybody, something is not making sense here. Something is not adding up. I'm looking at this and I want to share it with you. I want to thank first Ryan, who first sent me the email alerting me to the emergency alert. Second, I want to thank Jason because he sent me a piece from inside of his car listening to a radio station. We're going to listen to that. And I want to thank Street Styles for sending me this right here. Here's what's not adding up, folks. First of all, when you guys are receiving a test, and they will tell you this is a test of the emergency broadcasting system. If this was an actual emergency, this would be followed by whatever, right? So you will never hear that this is, there's an earthquake emergency or a tsunami alert and it come out live, right? So if this was by accident, it would come from your local National Weather Service, right? Okay, think about this for a second. They are telling you that this tsunami alert was mistakenly sent out by the National Weather Service because it was an internal test of the emergency announcement system. Okay, so if it was an internal test, that means that there are different locations that are testing with each other internally, right? So who is the internal test being conducted with? That's right, different locations of the National Weather Service. So understand what I'm trying to tell you is that, like, let's say what they're saying right here. Watch this. The Connecticut Broadcasters Association said a tsunami alert that ran on certain Connecticut stations was intended to be an internal emergency announcement system test by the National Weather Service, and it went public in error. Well, the problem is that there's only one location that covers the Connecticut area. And according to the CBA, it was the Brookhaven, Long Island National Weather Service office that made the mistake. But Brookhaven, Long Island National Weather Service does not cover Canada, Massachusetts, Maine. So I'm getting reports that this alert went out from all the way from Canada all the way to North Carolina. So how is it that all of the National Weather Service offices, all up and down, who are conducting this internal test, because let me tell you, if there was only one National Weather Service office that covered the whole nation, who are they testing with then? That would only be them. They would no need to be testing amongst themselves, the one office, right? So they have different locations, just like they're telling you right here. How is it then that all of the National Weather Service offices all up and down the East Coast accidentally sent out the alert? If it was an accident from one place, it would only go to one location. That would be Connecticut, Long Island, New York. But as I already showed you, that individuals living in Massachusetts received this alert. So that doesn't make sense that it can only be the Brookhaven, Long Island National Weather Service, right? So again, and then I have to ask, why is the National Weather Service having an internal test that is based around a tsunami, right? That just does not make sense. But what has me concerned is, are they under the impression that something could happen later today, potentially something causing a tsunami, and they were practicing for it internally? Now, that doesn't make sense either, I know, because how could all of those National Weather Service offices all up and down the East Coast release this internal test by accident? It just doesn't make sense, right? So let's listen to also this.
It's an internal test that was not supposed to go out to stations. Someone hit the wrong button. There's an investigation going on now with the EAS. They're going to find out what went wrong.
Who was the nervous Nelly?
No other stations ran this because we are the lead station. So we receive these messages first and we send them out and other stations pick up on it. So you know now in the future, if there is a tsunami on its way, we're going to be the first station to run it.
Exactly.
Right? So the other stations are just like, oh, look at this in our computer. Should we run this?
Exactly.
Yeah. So the good news is no tsunami. It was a test. It was an internal test that should not have been sent to us.
A lot of strange things have been happening lately. If you look at the comment section of the last video put up, Okay, Facebook is down in certain areas on the East Coast. Okay, not saying it means anything. There have been a lot of reports of cell phone outages, just so happens to be around that area, but inclusive of more areas. So that's not a definitive proof that they are preparing for something. Not saying they're even preparing for anything, period. But if you're going to blow smoke up somebody's ass, at least have a good enough cover story. This cover story about a tsunami alert that was an internal test that went out by accident just does not hold water, because it would have been the main National Weather Service that would have had to have made the mistake. All of the other National Weather Services would have had to have ran with it, but they already knew they were conducting a tsunami internal test. Does it make sense to do a internal test and base it around a tsunami? Why wouldn't it be just the same kind of test that they present to the public, right? Oh, okay, we're conducting a test to make sure that everything's working. And okay, the test, good, everything's working. But your test is based around a tsunami? Does that make sense to you all? It doesn't to me. So does this mean that we should keep our eye on something because they are... they are testing for something? I don't know. Could be. Just wanted to share that with you.